What's up, soldiers? Chris here, CaribbeanPod.com. Part 2, well, the second recipe of the leftover stewed pork recipe. This time it's baigan and aloo, or eggplant and potato with that stewed pork. If you haven't seen the fried aloo or fried potato with stewed pork, you want to check that out. I'll link it down below. But for now, it's all about the eggplant or the baigan and potato. Enjoy. I've got my pot here on a medium flame. You know your boy like cooking with the olive oil. A tablespoon and a half. The pot is nice and warm. So right away I'm going to go in with the trifecta according to Chris. Onion, scotch bonnet pepper, garlic. And that scotch bonnet pepper, let me fish it back out. All the seeds and white membrane has been removed. So I'm going to get some heat, but not that raw kick from the Caribbean sunshine. We're going to give that a little stir. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. I don't want to burn anything. I just want to flavor that oil, sweat everything down, and get that. We always talk, if you follow me for a while here on the YouTube and the Instagram and well, social media, you know I love my scotch bonnet pepper, Caribbean sunshine, and just about everything. Totally up to you. If you can't get scotch bonnet pepper, you can get habanero, fatali, jalapeno, I guess, bird's eye. Any one of those things would work. If you want to keep it out, totally optional. Turn my heat down, let that go gently. That was black pepper, by the way. Took about 3.5, 4 minutes, but I'm starting to see little golden edges on everything. This is where we're going to introduce the peeled, cubed, and washed eggplant to the pot. There's a little bit of water in there still. That is fine. We're going to give that a stir. You may call it eggplant, you may call it aubergine. In the southern Caribbean, you know, like Trinidad and Tobago, as well as in South America, places like Suriname and Guyana, we would call it baigan, I believe. My Guyanese brothers and sisters can correct me if I'm wrong. And to go with that, I've got some big pieces, well, medium potatoes quartered. Full list of ingredients will be listed down below. I'm going to turn my heat back up to medium because I want to bring up back the temperature to get this going. As the action starts happening in the pot here, and the word baigan and the word aloo, aloo is the potato, the baigan which is the eggplant. It comes from after slavery was over in the Caribbean. Indentured laborers were brought in to facilitate the shortage of labor in the sugarcane fields, and that is a word we got. Well, the words from that association. I've got salt, and I have here some coconut cream. I'm gonna mix that all in. And that coconut cream is going to add a real niceness to this dish. To help cook it and to bring it along, I'm going to go in with 3/4 cup of water. I'm going to bring that up to a boil, so I'm going to put the lid on, like so. Excuse my arm. I don't know if you guys can see the steam action that's happening there, which means we've got a vigorous bubble going on. Turn the heat down, give it a stir. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it will not be the prettiest of dishes. And you know, that's just the way our meals are in the Caribbean. Old school. But what we lack with beauty, I am telling you, your taste buds will be smiling for weeks when you try this or any one of our Caribbean dishes. Heat down to low. Lid on, and let that all come together. What I forgot to mention, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. If you wanted to keep the skin on the eggplant, you can certainly do that. I like to put it sometimes, but I find that it adds a sort of a bitter undertone to everything. So this is why it's not happening in there today. Lid on, and let that cook. It's been about 20 minutes since I put the lid on there, and I'll reduce the heat down to that low, to that simmer. As I said, it's not going to look like much because notice how it's going like a big old mush there. That is what you want. Don't fret too much. And the reason why I opted for big pieces of potato in here is because I know that potato is going to start falling apart. But personally, when I eat this dish, I want pieces of potato. So that is why I compensated by adding those big pieces of potato. Here is where now, you know, this is a leftover dish, as I said. And if you haven't seen the fried aloo with the stewed pork, you want all that nice oils in there, do go on the channel and check that out. That is a wicked video. Same sort of idea with potato and the stewed pork and all, but you know, a different vibe. We're gonna mix that in. And now what we're gonna do is, it's a bit too runny for me. The potato still got about, I'd say another 4 or 5 minutes to beat to the point where I want it nice and soft and everything else. But the kitchen is smelling good, boy. That garlic and the onion we started with, that bitter coconut milk in there. I'm telling you, you're eating like a king. Now remember, sada roti, bus-up shot roti, dal puri roti, all available on the website. If you wanted to just serve this up with some bread, you know, do your thing. I ain't hating. Or if you want just rice, hey, enjoy yourself. Lid off. And we're just going to let that sort of cook to take off some of the liquid. A couple minutes after adding the leftover stewed pork to the pot, and we've got just about the right sort of texture. But I'm going to let it go for another couple minutes. What I like doing at this point is to add some cherry tomato. Here, this is something you won't necessarily see in the traditional dish, but I'm just like adding it. And my reason for adding it is, you know, there are a couple of reasons. One, it brightens up everything. We eat with our eyes first, and that bright little pow red color in there just becomes eye appealing. And two, the acidity from that tomato will help balance off the flavor. And whenever I cook, and I try to impress this on you all, but just about every recipe that I do is balance. You want a balanced flavor. So I'm going to give that another 2 minutes. Taste it for salt at this point and adjust. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you all here in the kitchen with me. Baigan and aloo with leftover stewed pork, basically eggplant with potato with leftover stewed pork. The recipe for the stewed pork is available at CaribbeanPot.com. Sup soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me, email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them butts will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pot. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie. Remember, you can do this vegan, you can do this vegetarian. Just leave out the whole stewed pork part, and you're good to go. Always a pleasure having you guys here in the kitchen with me. Eggplant with potato, leftover stewed pork. I do hope you guys give this one a try. And remember, your best friend here is a flatbread of some sort, and I would say sada roti. Search sada roti, SADA ROTI, at CaribbeanPot.com, and you'll find that recipe there. Real easy to make, man. Irie? Irie.